Hey everyone, and welcome! Today, we're going on a bit of an architectural expedition. We're going to explore some of the most incredible structures in India. It's ancient, absolutely beautiful temples. So, let's just dive right in and start uncovering the secrets hidden in their designs. So have you ever looked at a temple, maybe in a picture from northern India, and then seen one from the south and thought, wait a minute, why do these look so completely different? Well, it's not random at all. There's a really fascinating story behind why they're built that way, and we are going to figure it all out together.
Okay, first things first. Before we can really get into the differences, we need to get the basics down. Think of it like learning the parts of a house, A kitchen, a living room. Most Indian temples have a few key parts that you'll find again and again. Right at the very center, the absolute heart of every temple is the Garbhagriha. The name actually means womb chamber, which is a perfect description. It's a small, dark, cave-like room, and it's where the idol of the main god or goddess lives. This is the most sacred spot in the entire place.
Now, when you step out of that quiet, sacred space, you walk into the mandapa. This is a big, open, pillared hall. It's the complete opposite of the Garbhagriha. It's where everyone gathers for prayers, for religious ceremonies, sometimes even for music and dance. It's really the community hub of the temple.
All right, now look up, way up. That giant tower that soars into the sky, that's either called a shikhar or a vimana, and it's always built directly over the Garbhagriha. Now pay close attention to this part, because the shape of that tower is the #1 clue that tells you what style of temple you're looking at.
And right at the very tip-top of that tower, you'll almost always see a kalash. It's this beautiful finishing piece, often shaped like a sacred water pot. You can think of it as the crown that sits right on top of the whole temple. You'll also notice that many temple complexes have a large body of water, a sacred tank called a pushkarani. This isn't just a swimming pool. It's a super important place for holy dips and rituals, a symbol of spiritual cleansing and purity right there on the temple grounds.
Okay, so now that we know the basic building blocks, our expedition can officially begin. We're starting our journey in the northern parts of India to check out the first major style. It's called the Nagara style.
The first thing you'll notice about a Nagara temple is that it just feels tall. The whole design is meant to draw your eyes upward, creating this incredible silhouette that looks just like a majestic mountain rising out of the earth.
So how do they create that mountain-like effect? Well, for one, that main tower, the shikhar, has this beautiful smooth curve that sweeps upwards. The entire temple is also usually built on a high platform, which makes it look even taller. And often, you'll see a bunch of smaller towers clustered around the big one, kind of like foothills surrounding a huge peak. Also, notice what's missing? There aren't any big boundary walls or massive gateways. It's a much more open design.
All right, time to continue our journey. We're heading all the way down to the southern regions of India. And get ready, because the style of temple architecture we're about to see is completely different.
So, if the Nagara style is like a single, soaring mountain peak, then the Dravida style is more like a giant, self-contained city built for the gods. The focus here isn't just on height, it's on creating a huge, magnificent, and enclosed sacred space. And you can see the difference immediately, right? The tower, called the Vimana here, is shaped like a pyramid, made of different steps or stories, and the whole complex is surrounded by high walls. But the most dramatic part is the entrance, this massive, incredibly decorated gateway called a gopuram. Fun fact, the gopuram is often way taller than the main temple tower inside. It really feels like you're entering another world. For the final stop on our expedition, we're going to the Deccan region, which is kind of nestled right between the north and the south. And that location is key because architects here got really creative and came up with a style that's a fascinating mix of the other two. Yep, this is the Vaisvara style. And you can really just think of it as a hybrid. It's like the architects looked at the northern Nagara style and the southern Dravida style and decided to take their favorite parts from both to create something totally new.
So what does this mix and match style look like? Well, the tower is often shorter and more cone-shaped than the soaring northern towers, but it has the step-like stories you see in the south. But what really makes Vaisvara temples pop are the stunningly intricate carvings covering almost every surface. They're also famous for their really complex ground plans. A lot of them are actually shaped like a star. It's truly a fusion of northern shapes and southern detail. So, there we have it. We've journeyed from the mountain peaks in the north to the grand temple cities of the south and seen the creative blend right in the middle. Let's just put it all together one last time to make sure we've got this down. All right, here's your quick cheat sheet.
If you see a tall, curving tower and a pretty open layout, you're probably looking at the Nowgrera style. If you see a stepped pyramid tower inside high walls with a gigantic gateway, that's definitely Dravida. It's really that simple. Now you can pretty much identify these styles wherever you see them.
Now that you know the language of these amazing temples, you kind of have a new way of seeing things. So the next time you see any old building, it could be a church, a library, even just an old house in your town, take a closer look. Think about the choices the builders made. What stories do those shapes and structures tell? The world around us is full of these clues, just waiting for us to notice.